Hello, psychology transfer students for Cal State Fullerton. I just want to give you a quick overview of our psychology program and give you some important information. I'm Dr. Jessie Peisig, and I'm the lead advisor for the Psychology Department Advising Office. So if you come to make an advising appointment, it's possible you'll see me. Our advising office also has 4 other faculty members and 2 staff members who can see you in our office or online. Right, so Cal State Fullerton is a large university. We have more than 40,000 students. We're very ethnic and racially diverse, as you will no doubt discover when you start to interact with other students and professors. We're also a Hispanic serving institution, and we qualify as an Asian serving institution as well. A large campus means lots of opportunities. So this is a great chance for students to get involved in different clubs and different opportunities and different kinds of classes and minors to go with your psychology major. We have basically clubs and organizations for almost every interest that is out there. So explore, enjoy. The bachelor's degree in psychology is extremely versatile. You can use it in a lot of different areas, things like human services, so counseling, therapy, crisis work, administration. You can do fundraising, grant writing, community relations, research, not just academic research, but market research and data analysis for different companies or different types of not private institutions. Education, you can go into teaching, student affairs, adult learning, different types of training programs. Human resources, you can work in a human resources department, organizational development, work in labor relations, or recruitment. Business and industry, you can do things like sales, management, or public relations. So a psychology degree, as you can see, is extremely diverse and extremely versatile and can go many different directions. While you're at Cal State Fullerton, we hope you explore those options and find the one that fits you best. Our psychology classes in Cal State Fullerton are generally very small. Most classes have less than 40 students. So hopefully this will mean that you'll get lots of individualized attention from your professors and get to know your teachers and fellow students really well. There are lots of opportunities to work directly with faculty, and you can go to our website, which I have posted here, and look to see what kinds of opportunities we have available. For example, you can do research with a faculty member, or you can be a classroom assistant and assist with a class. Both of those things allow you to work more directly with a professor, and for those of you planning to go on to graduate school in psychology, research experience will be a necessary part of your application. All right, I'm going to go through the psychology major briefly so that you can get an idea of the things you'll need to do to complete your degree in psychology at Cal State Fullerton. Most of you transferring in will have finished all or some of your lower division requirements, which are here. So most of you will have taken an intro to psychology class. Many of you will have taken an introduction to statistics class, and some of you will have taken your research methods class. Those classes should show up in the psychology section of your TDA. You should check your psychology section and make sure that those 3 classes, if you've taken them, do show up in your psychology section. If they do not, and you have taken them, you should contact me. My email will be at the end of this presentation, and let me know. We may need to individually evaluate your class if it isn't automatically articulated, meaning if we don't have an agreement set up already with your previous institution to count those classes, we may need to evaluate them individually. This is completely fine. We do this a lot, so please feel free to contact us so that we can do that. It is important that if you have taken those classes that we do evaluate them and make sure that they do count. That way we can assure that you have completed those lower division requirements before you move on to upper division requirements. After you've taken 101, 201, and 202, or the equivalents, you can start with Psych 300, which is Intermediate Research Methods and Statistics. I do recommend you take that as soon as you can, hopefully your first semester, because taking Psych 300 will allow you to take additional coursework in psychology. And other upper division requirements, we also have the Psych 495, which is the field placement or internship class. This is something you'll take in your second year as a transfer student rather than in your first year. Most students do wait till their second year. And this class mostly entails putting in 120 hours at a site. This site can vary quite a bit because, as we discussed, psychology majors go a lot of different directions. So you can be in a school, you could be in a hospital, a clinic, a halfway house. You could be working in a human resource department. So many, many different places in which you can fulfill that, including things like being a classroom assistant for a professor. All right, some other major requirements. You will need 2 experimental courses, and the different experimental courses you have to choose from are learning and memory, sensation and perception, comparative animal behavior, cognitive psychology, and biopsychology. So you need to pick 2 out of these classes. So out of the 5, you need to take 2. These classes do require that you have completed Intro to Psychology, Intro to Statistics, and Research Methods. In addition, you need only one lab. So if you were to take learning and memory and cognitive psychology, you would need to take either the learning and memory or cognitive psychology lab, not both. So just one. And again, they do need to correspond to whatever lecture course you took. So these experimental courses could be taken in your first or second year, depending, and your lab will normally be taken in your second year because you do need to complete Psych 300, the intermediate research methods and statistics class, in order to take the lab. These classes can be taken, the lecture lab combination can be taken the same semester, and we do recommend that you take them either the same semester or the lecture one semester and the lab the following semester immediately after. That way, that when you learn the information in lecture, you have it to use in the lab shortly thereafter. We don't recommend that you take both lecture courses and the lab in the same semester. You would want to divide them up in either 2 or 3 different semesters because these classes do require a significant writing component and so and a knowledge of research, and so there's a lot of work involved. So you would want to spread them out if possible. Other classes that you're required to take include the 331 personality, 341 abnormal, 351 social psychology, and 361 developmental category, in which you need to pick 2. So you need to pick 2 out of those 4 classes. These are considered major areas of psychology that are not part of our experimental categories. So we do want you to have some experience in that. These classes only require Intro to Psychology or Psychology 101 as a prerequisite, so they can be taken from your first semester. The next category we consider our applied section, and that includes educational psychology, legal psychology, psychology of aging, and industrial organizational psychology. You need to choose one of those classes, and again, this category, just like the previous category, only requires 101 or Intro to Psychology as a prerequisite. These 2 categories of courses can be taken at any time. So whenever they fit in your schedule, they're good to fit in. They have only 101 as a prerequisite, so they aren't quite as challenging as those experimental classes in many ways. So they are a good choice to fit in wherever you'd like. Finally, we have your electives courses, and these can be taken, particularly the 300 or 400 level electives, can be taken at any time. So out of the 9 units that's required, or 3 classes, 2 of these classes can be 300 or 400 level, and most of our 300 level classes only require 101 as a prerequisite. Our 400 level classes each have their own individual requirements, and oftentimes these relate to things that you would need to know beforehand. So if you want to take Survey of Clinical, Psych 481, you need to have taken Psych 341 Abnormal Psychology first. If you want to take Advanced Developmental, you need to take, which is a 400 level class, you need to have taken Psych 361 or the regular developmental psychology class first. So many of our 400 level classes have specific prerequisites that have to do with giving you the material you need, or they require that you have a certain number of upper division classes taken. So be sure and check carefully when registering for any 400 level class to make sure that you do have the appropriate prerequisites. For most of our psychology courses, they will not prevent you from registering if you don't have the prerequisites. So the system may allow you to register even if you haven't fulfilled the correct prerequisites. So it is important to check on your own to make sure that you know what those are. Oftentimes we check prerequisites after students have registered, just in case you have transfer courses that could apply or other things that may be waiting for your TDA to be processed. So we don't prevent you from registering. We do check those requirements at the beginning of the semester. So do make sure you have the correct prerequisites. For our 400 level elective course, make sure that you do not try to use 495, which is the internship class, or 494, which is the teaching of psychology. Neither of those classes can fulfill that 400 level elective. However, Psych 499, which is the research assistantship class, can count as your 400 level elective as long as you take a minimum of 3 units. If you have additional questions about coursework needed to finish psychology, you can make an appointment with an advisor and they can go over your individual TDA and give you individualized advice on what courses you will need to take in order to finish your degree. Next, I'm going to move on to some general information that will be useful for you to be successful at Cal State Fullerton in the psychology department. First, I want to remind you to always read the syllabus in each class. So the syllabi that are provided by professors will be able to answer virtually all of your questions regarding the administration of the class. They're usually extremely detailed and somewhat lengthy because they are so detailed. But before you ask questions, I would encourage you to always look in the syllabus first to see if the syllabus can answer your question. Also within the syllabus will be your professor's office hours. I would encourage you to take advantage of those office hours, whether they're online or in person. Professors are waiting for you to come see them. Please come by, drop in, see, have conversations, talk with them. Getting to know your professor is a big part of being at Cal State Fullerton, and the psychology department in particular. We want you to connect with your professors and have that interaction, that one-on-one interaction. We're here to help. We love it when you stop by and want to chat with you. So please frequent those office hours. I would challenge all of you to visit each of your professors once during the semester. And even if you have a very simple question or if you just want to chat, it's good to go by the office hours and get to know those professors. These professors will often be providing you with references for future jobs or letters of recommendation for graduate programs. So getting to know them is going to be very helpful for those, and also just gives you a better connection to the campus and to your classes. All right, so we have a lot of psychology department clubs that you can become involved in. So I would encourage you to stop by the meetings, to get involved, and to really become connected to our psychology department. One of our clubs is Psi Chi, which is our honor society for psychology. This is an international organization. So if you join, it will be something that is known throughout the world. Almost any place you apply for a job or for a graduate program is going to know what Psi Chi is. Now, you do have to have a minimum GPA and in order to become a member of Psi Chi. But if you are able to maintain that GPA, I would highly encourage you to become a member. We also have the Psychology Department Student Association, or PDSA. This is open to all psychology majors and minors. There is no GPA requirement whatsoever, so anyone can be a member. This is something where you can be a casual member, but if you want to be an active member, you do need to come to a certain number of meetings and participate. The meetings are really fun. I've participated in them myself and presented. I did quite enjoy them, so I would strongly encourage you to at least try it out and see. They give a lot of useful information for your psychology career, as well as do fun things as well. The Latinx Student Psychological Association is another wonderful organization, and this is again open to all psychology majors and minors, particularly those of Latinx heritage or the allies of Latinx individuals. So this is a great opportunity to, again, all three organizations, to meet other students and to become involved in the psychology department. So psychology at Cal State Fullerton has a lot of resources available for students. For example, we have peer mentors. Our peer mentors are available online or in their office, which is Humanities 525B. But even when they're not there, they can be contacted online. So you can get help with your classes. You don't necessarily have to be doing poorly in a class to get help. In fact, a lot of students go see the peer mentors to have them read over papers for feedback, to have them help them if they get stuck on a problem in a class. They're there to help you no matter what your issue is, or no matter what you might need help with. So please take advantage of the peer mentors. Again, these students are usually students who are about to graduate, who have a high GPA and have taken a huge number of psychology classes. There are usually between 15 and 20 peer mentors in a given semester. So whatever class you're taking, there is almost surely a peer mentor who has taken that class and can give you help with whatever you're working on. We also have the Psychology Student Lounge. So when we're able to be on campus, we can use this lounge. It is H525, and it has a place to eat, a place to study, a refrigerator, and a microwave that can be used by any students. It is a student area only, so you won't be running into your professors there, but it is a great place to meet up with other students and to just have a place to hang out on campus. I would encourage you to get involved. Even if you can't explore campus at the moment, you can join our clubs. They have virtual meetings, and they are still continuing to be very active. Connect yourself to our department, make yourself a member, talk to your professors, talk to other students. Be sure and get involved. Studies show that students who become involved in their campus are much more likely to graduate. So we do want you to have that connection. Right, so there are several locations you can use for advising. So when you want to get advice on what courses to take. So you can go to the Academic Advisement Center. This is the best place to go if what you need help with are your general GE classes or general education classes. They're going to be able to give you expert advice on what classes you need to take to fulfill your last remaining general education requirements at Cal State Fullerton. They can also look over your overall degree requirements and help you with major or minor exploration, meaning if you have some questions about a particular minor that you want to combine with your psychology, or maybe if you're thinking of double majoring, they can help out. I'm in charge of the major advising, so I'm the lead advisor for psychology. You would come to us if you want to have us help you with your major requirements, so we can go over all of those and let you know everything you have left to finish your psychology degree. If you are thinking about changing your major to a minor, or if you're thinking of minoring in psychology, you can come see us as well. During an advising appointment, we can also talk about things like internship opportunities, career questions, and graduate programs. So specifically, we're going to look to give you information about psychology and the psychology department and your psychology degree. Finally, we have the Student Success Center, and that is through Humanities and Social Sciences. And they can help you with a number of different things, things like academic probation support, study abroad opportunities. So if you are considering studying abroad, this is an office you could go to talk about that. They can also help with graduate planning and support. So if you have 60 units or more, they can start to help you go through the process of prepping for graduation. And they can support with many other things like scholarship opportunities, and other questions you might have about advising. These three offices can be found online, so you can search for them online and you can make appointments at those individual offices, either online appointments or once we're back on campus, we can do in-person appointments. But please don't hesitate to make an online appointment. Our online appointment systems are pretty much the same as our in-person. We go through the same materials. We give you the same one-on-one help. So please take advantage of that. We can help you keep on track and get you to the to graduation when you would like to. So we can help make sure that you graduate on the date that you're anticipating. So just to sum up, the psychology program at Cal State Fullerton is challenging, but the coursework we think is really enjoyable. So we hope that even if you do find it to be a bit more difficult than maybe at your community college, that you still find it to be a really enjoyable major. And we're here to help if you have any questions or issues. It is a low unit major. Excuse me. So the low unit major allows students to explore other minors or even double major. It only requires 41 units, so combined with your GEs is often under 100 units. Now you need 120 units to graduate. This allows you often over 20 units in order to add a minor or potentially a second major. Our department has professors who care, and we encourage you to become involved. So become involved in research, become a classroom assistant. I know maybe in this time when we're teaching mostly online, it can be difficult to connect with professors, but do attend the office hours and give it a try to connect, because we do want to have that one-on-one interaction with you, even if it is over Zoom or online. We can still have that one-on-one interaction. And we do care about students and want to have that and want to be able to help you do well at Cal State Fullerton. We're here as a team to help you graduate. If you have any other questions, concerns of any kind, you can always feel free to contact me. Again, I'm Dr. Jessie Peisig, and my email is here on the slide, jpeisig@fullerton.edu. So jpeissig at fullerton.edu. Feel free to contact me with any questions you might have. And welcome to Fullerton.